She entered the courtroom appearing fragile, sitting quietly, then breaking down in tears within minutes. But behind those tears hid a dark, calculated plot. This is the story of Diana Lovejoy, a woman who hired her gun instructor to murder her husband, only to watch her plan fail disastrously. Once a happy wife and mother, Diana's life with Greg Mulvihill began as a dream in Southern California: love, marriage, a home, a child. But by 2014, it had rotted into bitterness, paranoia, and control. She painted Greg as dangerous, while secretly growing close to Weldon McDavid Jr., a former Marine and firearms instructor, strong, disciplined, and soon, her partner in crime. On September 1, 2016, Greg received a late-night call, a promise of evidence to help his custody battle. But at that dark Carlsbad trail, a rifle waited. A single shot fired. Greg was hit, but survived. That survival unraveled everything. Investigators traced phone records, burner phones, and car movements, all leading back to Diana and McDavid. Cornered, Diana denied everything, claiming confusion, fear, and innocence. But prosecutors revealed her true motive: control, not protection, arguing she was driven by obsession and revenge. What began as love turned into betrayal, manipulation, and attempted murder. And when Greg took the stand, facing the woman who tried to end his life, Diana's fake tears couldn't save her anymore. The courtroom finally saw the truth, not a victim, but a mastermind undone by her own lies.
So after I shined the light on it and I stopped for a second to look at it, and it took a few seconds to register what I was looking at, and about the time I realized what I was looking at, it felt like I had been hit in the back, which was confusing to me because I knew I was looking at a gun, but it felt like someone hit me in the back. And the next thing I remember was starting to run.
When you ran, were you running as fast as you can?
Yes.
Were you and Jason running side by side, or do you know where he was?
I could see Jason, and he was probably 30 or so feet ahead of me, heading back towards the car. And while we were running, I heard about 6 more rapid gunshots.
During the trial, Greg Mulvihill revealed that Diana was set to pay him $120,000 in their divorce settlement, but instead of accepting it, she plotted to destroy him. Her first move: false accusations. Diana claimed Greg had abused her and their child, filing for a restraining order and insisting she feared for their safety. But after thorough investigation, no evidence supported her claims, exposing them as lies born from vengeance. The failed manipulation only deepened their hostility. Greg testified that Diana had lured him to that dark trail under false pretenses, intending to end his life. When the evidence came to light, the jury saw the truth clearly: the plot, the lies, the intent. Both Diana Lovejoy and Weldon McDavid were found guilty of planning the attack, and as the verdict was read, Diana collapsed in court, the final act of a plan that had finally fallen apart.
Verdict: we, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Diana Jean Lovejoy, guilty of the crime of attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill in violation of Penal Code Section 664/187, paren A, paren 1, as charged on count 2. Verdict: we, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Weldon K. McDavid, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
Hang on. All right, we're going to need to take a break. And if we could have
The courtroom erupted in shock as deputies rushed to help and medical staff stormed in. Diana Lovejoy was taken to the hospital for observation, but that dramatic collapse, caught on camera, went viral nationwide. To some, it was the moment her lies, guilt, and fear finally crushed her. But to others, it was just another performance, a final act of manipulation from a woman who had spent years deceiving everyone around her.
I would never be able to do that. It's so painful that some people in this world seem to think that I would have it in me to do this.
I thought of my son growing up without a father. My father was killed. My father was killed when I was 24, and I still hadn't gotten over that. I would not take a father from a child.
Clip 3. In January 2018, Diana Lovejoy was sentenced to 26 years to life in prison, while Weldon McDavid received 50 years to life. The judge condemned her cold betrayal, luring her ex-husband, twisting his trust, and pretending to be a victim while secretly orchestrating a violent ambush. Her tears couldn't erase the truth, and Greg Mulvihill was left to rebuild his life and raise their son alone. The case became a warning about how fear, obsession, and resentment can destroy everything. It forced the world to ask, how many courtroom tears are real, and how many are manipulation? What happens when the crying victim is the mastermind of the crime? For the justice system, the message was clear: no amount of mascara or fake emotion can hide betrayal and intent. Diana Lovejoy lied, deceived, and played the victim, but when her husband testified and the verdict fell, her illusion shattered. So here's the question: was Diana Lovejoy a broken woman facing her downfall, or was it the final act of a master manipulator who lost control of her own story? Share your thoughts below, and if you found this case powerful, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more real courtroom moments and raw stories here on Bars and Justice.